going to just go over the essential details of this assessment to make sure you know what you really have to do. And the first thing is just to create a design. It could be tuku, it could be kowhaiwhai, it could be a combination of both. Here I've chosen to make a kowhaiwhai pattern, and I've got the koru here and here, and this is going to be my essential pattern. But even more essential than the pattern yourself is that you have your document open that you're going to put all your details in. So here, as I said, the first statement I'm going to say is that I used GeoGebra to create my initial design, and now I'm going to take a screenshot of this, and I'm going to put that in there to document the first step. So I'm going to place this into, I'm going to insert image into my Google Doc, which is in my assessment portfolio folder. And I think this is the screenshot right here. So this is the first step. Just to put this in, I'm going to minimize it or just make it smaller. And I'm just going to go the next step. And so I'm going to go back here and have a look at my, so what would be my next step here? So I'm going to put a mirror line in at x equals 0. So I'm going to put x equals 0, and that's this mirror line here, and I'm going to reflect this whole pattern over that mirror line. So here's the next step then, and I'm going to document this. So I'm going to go back to my, and I'm going to place mirror line in at x equals 0 and reflect initial object through the mirror line to give image. And I'm going to make the image. Before I do that, I have saved this. I've also gone to options and gone to labeling and made sure. I'm also going to now go here, and I'm going to make sure that this snaps onto the grid. So now I'm going to go to the transformation toolbar. I'm going to go reflect about a line. I'm going to highlight the whole object, and I'm going to click on the line. And then I'm going to undo all the points. And there's my object right there. And I'm going to now save again, and I'm going to take a screenshot of this. So I'll do a screenshot. And this is my, so I've done my first transformation. And I'm going to place that into my document now. So I'm going to now insert another image, the screenshot, the second screenshot that I've made. And I'm going to minimize this again. And then I'm going to, so the next thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to put a point of rotation. So I'm going to put a point of rotation at -2, or a 0 -2. So I'm going to put that right there. and I'm going to put that in my document, and I'm going to rotate the whole image around that. So here we go. I'm going to go here, place point of rotation at 0, -2 on grid, and rotate entire object around that point by 180 degrees clockwise. And that will be then 2 elements that I've done. So I'm now going to go and choose, rotate about a point. I'm going to highlight this whole object. I'm going to go 180, and I'm going to go clockwise, and there is my object. I'm going to save this. So I'm going to go save, and again I'm going to get rid of the points. So I'm going to go down here. I'm going to unhighlight all the points. And we can see over here I mustn't have got all of the image there. So I need to just go up here, click on that. I need to rotate, so I need to put my point in again. Right here at -2, 0, 0, -2. And I just need to highlight this, and I need to go there, 182 degrees. So it's this one here. I need to highlight this, and there we have it. And now I can highlight, undo all the points there, which I will do. And I'll screenshot that and put that into my So I've done 2 of the 4 required elements. I haven't even thought about reflection and degrees of symmetry, lines of symmetry and rotation yet, but there's obviously a rotation point right now there, and it would be 180 and so I'm now going to just click out of this, zoom out, and I'm just going to put that there. I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to do a screenshot. I'm going to put that in my document. So now I'm going to insert image. Okay, so the next thing is a translation or an enlargement. So if I now move this object, so let me think about this. I'm going to go here and I'm going to do an enlargement, and that will be the third element. So I'm going to highlight that whole object and I'm just going to click right here and I'm going to double the size. And as you can see, it went the other side. That's okay. I'm going to pull that across and I'm going to just zoom out. I'll zoom out just a little bit more and I'll put it down and I'll just click on this and I'll pull this across like so. And now I'm going to go and get the points. I'm going to just get rid of all the points. And I'm going to put in here so I'm going to go back to my document and now state that I enlarged by a factor of 2. So here, next, make an enlargement of the object by a factor of 2 and translate by, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this and you can see now that this is moved across. If I go back actually and zoom in, we can see, so it's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 across, and 12 to the left and 0 up. So and so now I'm going to take a screenshot and put that in the document and make sure that I've got that. So each step has to be, and you have to have evidence that you have done each of the 4 basic transformations. So here's my, this actually has 2 elements all at one. I did an enlargement and I translated it at the same time. And then I can now finish this by putting I could take this object and I could rotate it. Yeah, I could rotate it. Right, so yep. So let's go and rotate this. So I'm going to rotate the whole of this. I'm going to put this point back in right here, and I'm going to highlight it. I'm going to rotate this whole piece here. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. I'm just going to see what it looks like. Okay, then I could rotate it again twice more. I could rotate it 90 degrees down here and 90 degrees across there. Okay, let's do that. So click. I'll go that way this time. Undo that because it ended up in the same place. So I obviously rotated it clockwise the first time. So I'll highlight it all again. Go counterclockwise. And I missed a little bit, so I'll just undo it and do it again. So all of this piece. And then I'll highlight it all again, and I'll rotate it through there. This time I'm going to go 180 degrees. So I've done my rotation, enlargement, and there we have it. And now I'm going to go up here and get the points. I'm going to click on that, go show all points. When that comes up, again I'm going to document this rotation. Then I'm going to translate the middle piece, and then I'm done. And then I will have done all four elements. Just got to be patient here. Now I just get rid of those points now, and then I've just got one more element. So while I'm waiting for that to work, I'm going to go back to my document and document what I did. So take the enlarged image and rotate it 90 degrees clockwise about 0, 0, rotate it 90 degrees anti-clockwise about 0, 0, and 180 degrees counterclockwise. About 0.0, to get image. So I've now got to go back. I'm going to save this. I'm going to just go here and zoom out. I just have to zoom out a little, just a fraction more, I think. And then pull it down, move it to the center here like that. That's looking good. So I'm going to take a screenshot and put that in. And then I'm going to do my final piece of, so I'll just do my translation. So I'm just going to go here and go translate by vector, and I'm just going to highlight this piece right here, this piece in the middle, this piece right here. I've got to get the whole lot though, otherwise it won't. So actually, I might go zoom out this, and just a little bit more. Actually, no, that might be enough. I'll bring it across. Now I'll go translate, and I'm going to just highlight this whole piece. This is tricky, this. Okay, and I'm going to move it 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. So I'm going to move it all the way across to there. Move it. Okay, so that wasn't quite far enough, so I'm just going to move that, and I'm just going to now move this arrow there. So I moved that now across 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, approximately 50 to the left, and I'm going to say that. And now I'm going to do one final translation, and I'm going to move it the other direction. Actually, no, I'll just leave that there. I'm going to go down here and just remove the vector. I'm going to go back up here and get the points. And while I'm waiting for that to work, I'm going to document this translation. So, took center original and translated it 50 to left and 0 up. And when this is all done here, I will make a and then I can rotate that about the center also, or maybe I'll just reflect it across to just give it a little bit more symmetry. So here we are. I'm going to zoom out. I'm going to pull it down so you can see it. There we are. Yeah. And I think I will rotate that to here, to here, to here, 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 and here to make my final pieces. But I've got to take a screenshot of this first and put that in my document. So now I just will do the final rotations. I'll put my point back in the middle again. So if I go down to Z, which it was originally, to this point, there. And now if I go rotate about a point, and I just rotate that. I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees in a clockwise direction. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees in a clockwise direction. And I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees in a clockwise direction. And then I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. I'll rotate it 45 degrees counterclockwise. And then I'll rotate it 90 degrees counterclockwise. Then I'll rotate it, my final two rotations, I'll rotate it 135 degrees clockwise and counterclockwise. So I'm going to go 135. I'll go clockwise first. And then I'll go counterclockwise. And then I'll just get rid of all the points. So, and then I'll take one final screenshot. So this is going to take a while. I'll document what I've just done in my document. So I'll first put in the image here. And this is the crucial part. You've just got to do all your documentation step by step as you go through. And once I've done this, all I have to do is talk about lines of symmetry and rotational symmetry. So took the small translated image and rotated um, 45 degrees, 90 degrees, 135, 180, clockwise and counterclockwise. About 0.0, to get final pattern. Right, so and now I have to just undo all of that, and then I'm done here, and I'm going to do all the colouring in Photoshop. So I'll put this, so I'll put we'll place this final image in Photoshop to get final color design. And then I've just got to talk about symmetry. So degrees of symmetry. I'm going to have some rotational symmetry, and I'm going to have some reflection symmetry. Actually, and this is, I need to change this because it's actually -2. So all these need to be changed to -2. Where I've rotated, where I've done the rotations, need to be changed to -2. Yep. So I'm just going to make sure I've got all of those correct. I'm pretty sure that I'm okay up there. It's still working on that. Right. Right, here we are with the final image now. I'm just going to zoom out. I'm going to just see what happens when I zoom in a little bit, and can I get it all in here? Not quite, so I'll just have to zoom out. It's okay. I'm going to move it down here. I'm going to get rid of the grid and that, and I'm going to now take a screenshot and put that in. There's my final pattern. Then I'll talk about lines of symmetry and rotational symmetry. So I'll put that in here. So if we look at this, and I put the grid back in and the axis back in, you can see that we will have a one line of symmetry there, one line of symmetry through actually here. We've got another line of symmetry going through there. So there are actually going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 lines of symmetry, reflective symmetry. and there are going to be rotational symmetry of 9. There's only going to be rotational symmetry because of this in the middle. There's only going to be rotational symmetry of 180 degrees and 360 degrees. These ones on the outside would have a 90, 180, 270 and 360, but this piece in the middle here, if you rotate it through, that it's not going to give you that, and that's about that point. So I've got to mention that right here. So 4 degrees of line symmetry and 2 degrees of rotational symmetry, which are 180 and 360. So I'm going to put that final image in right now. Oh, there it is there. And so that's this presentation. I will now take that and put it into Photoshop and Photoshop it.